Hey everybody, welcome back to another short video. Do make sure you're following me, by the way, on the other alternative video platforms below so that we can spread the news and discuss things that we need to discuss. Today, I want to talk about Joe Biden's arrival at the G7 conference in Cornwall, and in particular, Joe Biden's approach to disrupting the peace process in Northern Ireland. You might say, well, that's not the case because the media tells us it's the other way around. Listen, look at this. This is in the Daily Mirror, by the way, which is a renowned rag. But the headline here is Joe Biden's furious rebuke to Boris Johnson for, quote, inflaming tensions exposed as he lands in the UK for this conference. And basically, it talks about the fact that, here we go, Yael Lambert, a senior official at the US Embassy in London, has reportedly told Britain's chief Brexit person, Lord Frost, that the UK government was inflaming tensions in the region. She said, this made me laugh, by the way. She spoke of President Biden's great concern and, quote, slowly and gravely read her instructions aloud in the June 3rd meeting, according to the Times. It's amusing that that the media run with this whole notion that this absolutely incompetent, disastrous administration, which is collapsing across in the US, is now coming over to the UK to try and cause a bit more chaos here. What this all comes down to, by the way, let's just cut to the chase in this, that tensions have risen after Boris Johnson agreed to put Northern Ireland under EU rules as part of his Brexit deal, but then claimed EU checks and goods coming over from Britain were unfair. Well, they absolutely are. He's absolutely right. And he should never have absolutely agreed to it. These tensions have already contributed to threats against port staff and the resignation of the First Minister, Arlene Foster. So these are the things that have been going on. And then, of course, naturally, the media seek to trivialize it. So they say, now the EU, the mighty, all-powerful EU, is threatening retaliation and tariffs as the UK threatens to unilaterally extend sausage trade from Britain to Belfast, which will be banned from July the 1st. Right, let's get it clear. It's not sausage trade. This is the trivialization of a significant issue, which we would expect from the media. This is the importation of chilled meat products from Great Britain to Northern Ireland will be banned from July the 1st under the current structures. So quite clearly something has to happen because basically the EU have imposed a whole set of checks and balances which treat Northern Ireland as if it is part of the European Union. And therefore that requires all kinds of additional costs for what is essentially the transfer of product within the territorial integrity of the United Kingdom. So it's the European Union very happily using Northern Ireland as a pawn in its continuing battle to undermine Brexit. That's what this is about, nothing else. And therefore, I mean, Boris Johnson, let's be clear, should never, ever have agreed to the arrangement in the first place. Trying to put Northern Ireland in a kind of no man's land where we're not fully British anymore because of his protocol, the Northern Ireland Protocol. So we're not entirely British, but we're not Irish, and we're not EU. So we're kind of nothing. So Boris is to blame as well. I'm clearing that one there. But it's the EU that seeks to inflame the situation. And it's Joe Biden, or not Joe Biden, because I presume he doesn't know what day of the week it is, but it's those behind Joe Biden who are manipulating this in sync with the European Union to suggest that because the United Kingdom would seek to enforce its territorial integrity, that's endangering the peace process. That's what these people have been actually saying now for several years. They are quite happy to manipulate and to essentially cause as much disruption as possible between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. And this, as someone who lives in Northern Ireland, is hugely offensive to me. It's time they respected us. It's time they respected we are factually, constitutionally, legally, and in every other way British. As British, we should be able to receive products from the rest of the United Kingdom. But no, the EU is now cranking up the pressure, and that's caused lots of political troubles here in Northern Ireland. You've seen the First Minister resign. You see changes in the DUP. There is the threat of street violence as people suddenly recognise, which they should have years ago, by the way, that this whole arrangement is not just destabling, but it's threatening the very essential British identity here in Northern Ireland. And all Joe Biden is doing is fundamentally throwing oil on the flames, and then turning around to Boris Johnson and saying, "Hey, Boris, you're the guy that's responsible for this." So, fundamentally, folks, when it comes to this one here, I believe that Biden will achieve nothing positive from this. The European Union and the UK government fudged the deal in the first place, and the cost of that fudge is now coming back to bite them both. But it's actually the people of Northern Ireland who could suffer grievously from the 1st of July when new arrangements come in place, and there's further new arrangements to come in place in the 1st of September as well. So when these new arrangements come in place, it's going to be very, very disruptive, threatening the food supply chain, causing consumers a lot of stress, obviously disrupting business as well. I mean, it goes without saying. And yet, this is what Joe Biden considers to be the acceptable price for what he thinks is peace. It's not. It's laughable, and it must be sorted out. Boris Johnson must assert that Northern Ireland is British, is staying British, can trade with the other parts of the UK freely, without tariffs, without barriers, without obstacles, and without the EU draconian legislation, which is being pushed our way in but a few short weeks. Anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think, and speak with you soon.